Hey and welcome to another video of mine. It's Dilenka. I'm a software engineer and I ask you to ask me questions on Instagram. So if you don't follow me there yet, it's Dilenka and it's Dilenka on all other platforms as well. So grab a nice warm drink. I got black tea with caramel flakes here. Bought this one in Edinburgh. It's called Scottish Fudge and I'm obsessed. Also, if you aren't subscribed yet, please subscribe if you would like to see more videos from me and from this setting. So without further ado, let's get started. Do you work remotely? Yes. I do work remotely. That's also the reason why my setup looks the way it looks. I just like it super cozy, and since I work from home, I want my home to be the best place for work. So I do have a 57-inch screen. It's the Samsung Odyssey G9 Neo, and I got a beast of a desktop. If you'd like to see how I build it, I got a video on that here too. Plus, there's a standing desk behind me so that I can work comfortably and so that I can also get my workout done while I work. I got a walking pad to pair my desk with so I can walk while I code, and it's just the best workplace ever, and I don't think any company could offer me what I have. Plus, you don't have to commute at all. Like, you just wake up from bed, you commute to your desk, and that's it. Where are you from? I am originally from Slovakia, but I'm currently living in Austria. My parents have lived here for over 10 years and I moved here with them, so I also stayed here. What are the specs of your system? The specs are i9 4900KF, an RTX 4090, 64 gigs of RAM, and everything else you can find in the video. I can link it below. Which company do you work for? I work for a cybersec company. Which one it is, I don't know if I want to mention it here. You can find it on my LinkedIn, so just Google my LinkedIn. It's Dilenka again, and you'll find all the info you're seeking. But I've basically been employed by cybersecurity companies for the entirety of my life. I started working at a cybersec company, then I left to do my PhD, and then I joined another cybersec company. So my CV is pretty boring. What is your favorite Christmas pajamas? I think my favorite Christmas pajamas is the pajama I'm currently wearing because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, the biggest one. No, not the biggest one, but I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. And this pajama is from Primark, but it's so soft. It's like the softest pajama I own. Maybe it's the softest piece of clothing I own in general because it is just like you want to hug yourself. And it comes with a matching pair of pants. Look. Do you prefer Christmas with or without snow? There are 4 seasons here where I live and I really enjoy it. Like, my most favorite seasons are spring and autumn, but I also like a bit of summer, and I really like when it's snowing because I love to go skiing and everything is just looking like a winter wonderland and like a fairy tale. So definitely Christmas with snow. But I don't even remember when we had snow during Christmas. Right now it's snowing, but it's not staying on the ground. It's melting. So that's basically also Christmas without snow. Advice to a girl dad of 4, how to introduce them to coding. Interesting question. I'm not a mom yet, but I think lights is something that can attract kids from an early age. So I would try to somehow introduce them to LEDs, maybe to logical gates. I've seen some pretty cool books for kids on logical gates where you light up the LEDs based on which gate you are using. So maybe that could be a way to go. I also think introducing them to Lego and to building blocks early is a great way to introduce them to basically doing some steps in order to create something. And then games like Minecraft, where they build things. Obviously, that's from an older age. But when they start using redstone to build something, that's a great way to introduce them to coding in general. I remember that's how I started. No one from my family is actually coming from a technical background. So I was the only one who chose to study IT, and everyone was like, wow, like, why did you choose this career? That's so off from what everyone does in this family. But yeah, I was playing Minecraft a lot from morning till evening, building everything you could imagine. And I really fell in love with redstone. So I was building a lot of redstone circuits, and I also had my own Minecraft server. So yeah, that was kind of my way to logical circuits, a bit of networking, and then I chose to study IT. But back to your question, I would start with something that's visually appealing. So to me, that would be lights. If I were a kid, I would be like really, really happy about making something light up. Do you test your code? Yes, I do test my code. I think everyone should test their code because obviously when you're building a bigger app, a bigger system, it's pretty difficult to go through all the scenarios. Sometimes you don't even realize and you break something, so it's best when you just run tests and you can find out that you broke something and you can fix it. Which technologies are you working with? So my professional life has been full of C# and C++. And while doing my PhD, I started using Python a lot, obviously for ML algorithms. So I was using Python together with TensorFlow and Keras and Scikit, etc. So just Python for ML. What is your favorite programming language and why? So my favorite programming language is definitely C++. And why? Because I think it's like the most powerful language. You can build anything with C++. You can do really, really low level things, but you can also code high level things. Obviously, if you're coding high level things, you're gonna need a lot more code than in the other languages, but ultimately you learn a lot about memory and you learn a lot about coding in general. And I think when you learn C++, you can learn any language pretty quickly. Time for your drink? So lovely. How long have you been a software developer? Let me count. Do you count university? I was at university for 2 years before I started my first job in software engineering. Then I studied my master's and then I did my PhD while I was working. And now it's a year after PhD, I guess. So if we count it together, it's 7 years. What's the future in computer vision? I think computer vision has a great future. So if you're starting in the computer vision field, then obviously you're going to use a lot of ML algorithms. And I think we're going to be seeing more and more and more computer vision coming into life, obviously, with all these smart glasses, now with robots. So image recognition is going to be even more important than it is now. Which country would you like to visit? Actually, I've only visited countries in Europe. So my dream would be to visit any country outside of Europe. I'd obviously love to go to the US. I'd obviously love to visit Australia and maybe Japan as well. So anything outside of Europe, really. How can you study artificial intelligence? With the age of AI, I think the best way to study almost anything now is through AI. So you can also study AI through AI, and I would suggest you to find a project you would like to build. So ask yourself what you would want to use AI for and just try to do it. Try to Google how to do it, ask ChatGPT. Even if it makes mistakes, it's for your own good because you learn by the mistakes. So just don't be afraid to build your own project because that's how you learn the most. Because just looking at a random course, a random free course, or even at paid ones and trying to build something you're not passionate about, it's like not gonna drive your passion, obviously. So just try to do something that you're passionate about because then you're also gonna enjoy the process and you're gonna learn the most because you actually enjoy it. How to manage both exercise and coding simultaneously. So what works for me best is working out after coding or making a break before lunch. So coding in the morning, then going to the gym, eating lunch, and then continuing to code. But sometimes or oftentimes after working out, I'm already pretty tired. So I prefer to code and then go straight to your workout, eat, and that's it. If you don't have large families and a lot of tasks to do, then I think that coding and working out is very easy to do simultaneously. Plus, you can also have a walking pad like I have, so you can walk for some amount of time. I usually walk for around 2 hours on the days on which I'm not working out, so I'm not going to the gym, I'm not lifting weights. And it's just been great because you don't even know that you're working out. I know people often say that you can't work while you're walking, that you can't think, and you certainly can't solve programming problems. That's not true. Even though people are like, you must be coding front end, you must be coding something easy in order to be able to walk. No, you're just a hater who doesn't want to try it himself. It is what it is. Just try it before you judge. Are you married? No, I'm not married yet. Do you have any plans for winter vacation? No, actually, I don't have any plans for winter vacation. I've been working for the whole year really hard, also with social media on top. So I am so burnt out that I just want to be at home and enjoy doing nothing. Because literally, doing nothing is the best way of relax. So I'm just gonna be here, watch TV, go out maybe, build Lego, and that's gonna be my life, and it's gonna be the most beautiful time of the year. Your thoughts on the Pomodoro technique. So if you don't know what that is, I don't know either. I mean, I do know that it's taking breaks in between work, but I don't know exactly how the cycles go, because it's like you take breaks between your work and then you take a longer break and you repeat the process. I don't know exactly, but I'm not a fan of taking breaks during work, especially not if you're coding. That's at least my experience. When I'm stuck on a problem, I just want to solve that problem. And I have a difficulty with like coming into the coding zone, so it takes me some time to actually start coding. And when I code, I don't want to be distracted, and I don't want to be taken out of the zone. So I don't have any breaks while coding. I don't code for the entirety of the day. I do take breaks, but I rather take breaks between problems, between tasks. So I try to divide everything I'm working on, and then after I finish a smaller part, I take a break. So I scroll on my phone or something, usually while my code is compiling or while I'm running a build or something. Then I'm on my phone, and that's a distraction. So I enjoy my time off and I get straight back to work. I think everything should come naturally, and just doing a break just to do a break is not really what I'm interested in. It's not really what works for me, I think, and I think you should find what works for you. So if the technique works for you, that's perfect, that's great, but it just doesn't work for me, and I don't know why I would be taking breaks, like unnecessary breaks. But another question which goes hand in hand with this one is, what's your favorite way to unplug from work and task switch? So this is really important, because when you're working, especially when you're coding, it's sometimes really hard to switch off. A lot of times, mainly during my university days or during my first years of my coding career, I had a difficulty with stopping work. I used to be at work for 12 hours. Even working from home, even when working from the office, it just didn't matter. I just wanted to finish what I started. And now I've learned that I need to take a break no matter what, because even when I can't solve something, it just messes up my brain, and I'm depressed, I don't feel well. And the best way to switch tasks for me has been going to the gym. Like, going to the gym is just such a great way to free your mind, and I really stopped thinking about any coding problems while I'm working out. I either solve them or I just stop thinking about them while I work out. So that's a great way to switch tasks, and you should definitely try it too. Do you have a family? I don't have any kids, if that's what you're asking. I only have a cat. No questions, just enjoy yourself and ignore hate comments. You're the GOAT. I wanted to read this one because it really felt good. Thank you for supporting my content. It really means the world to me. So if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe, because it helps me grow, and then I'm able to show you more tech, do more reviews, show you my life and everything around it. How to find first part-time job in IT in Slovakia. So Slovakia is where I'm originally from, and that's also where my first job has been, and it was a part-time job, so I can tell you a bit about it. So the way I found my first part-time job, so we had this university fair where companies came to our school and they were presenting the job opportunities there, and you could get a lot of contacts there, and you could really see kind of like what the job market is like or what they are looking for. And I found something that was interesting to me there. Like, I found a company I really liked. I had a look at the job opportunities they had. I had a look on LinkedIn, and I also had a look on their web. And I simply filled out the form and got an interview, and I got hired. So the best way to look for part-time jobs, I think, is definitely through LinkedIn. You can also reach out to companies you would like to work for, because oftentimes they actually have a spot for you, but they just haven't put it out yet, or they have more space and can hire you straight away, or they at least know about you. So when something comes up, they can contact you straight, and you can get an interview and maybe get a job. Which keyboard do you prefer? I've reviewed over 30 keyboards now, I think, and I'm a huge keyboard enthusiast. I really like the custom keyboard community, and I've had really good experience with Mode keyboards. I own the Mode Encore. I also had my hands on the Mode Sonnet, and I really like the Neo 75 from QWERTY. So basically, my favorite keyboards are with a copper bottom. How much for an office setup like yours? If you're asking about the whole space around me, that's probably close to around 10,000 euro. I haven't really calculated the price, but I think about 10,000 euro. When we're talking about the PC, I'd say it's something around 5,000. So it's a lot of money, but it's also the only space where I spend the most of my day, obviously working and also creating content for you guys. So this space is extremely important to me, and that is why I have spent so much time, money, and effort. What is your age? I'm currently 26. I don't even want to say it out loud because it's a lot. I sent you a message before and you didn't reply. The reason why I'm mentioning this one is because you can't imagine what it's like to have so many followers. It's incredibly difficult to answer all of you. I wouldn't say it's incredibly difficult. I'd say that it's impossible because I'm getting so many messages daily that I simply can't reply to everyone. Otherwise, I would be replying for the whole day. So if I didn't reply, just don't take it personally. It's nothing personal. I just don't have the time to get to all of your messages. But you can become a subscriber of my Instagram, because one of the perks I have there is that we can chat and I can learn about you, you can learn about me, and we can have a normal discussion, because otherwise it's just not possible. So this is a way to limit the amount of people, and this is also a way for me to get to know you guys, because otherwise that's simply not possible. Which film are you going to watch during holidays? I'm a huge fan of Home Alone during Christmas, so I'm definitely gonna watch Home Alone. Also Harry Potter, obviously, and I think that's about it. I don't need more for Christmas. And now I've stumbled across a message, not a question, saying I should rest. So yeah, you're probably right, I should rest. So thank you so much for watching this video. I would be more than happy if you would follow me on my other social media channels. It's Dielenka everywhere, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love to grow a community here, and I hope to see you next time. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye!